Right here, looking across from Science World and looking across over to the venues, over to the competition venues. And over to the far side, down on this side over here, is Cambie Street Bridge. So the village stretches all the way from here on Quebec Street, all the way to Cambie Street Bridge on the other side. With the village, of course, there's the 4 key zones with any athlete's village. You have the key zone of, first off, is your transport mall. We've got this area up on the top, which is our plaza. The residential zone, of course, which is so important. And then our operational zone. Operational zone, of course, with our planning, it was very important for us to make sure that we had the athlete in mind when we did any of our planning, and it was very important for us to make sure that any of the operations were as far away from the residential zone as possible, but not to take away from any of our services and our service levels at all. With regards to the flows, starting with the athlete arrivals into the village, the athletes will first arrive into our OVAC Welcome Center over near the Cambie Street Bridge on the other side, and athletes will go through, get accreditation validated, get their baggage screened, and then take the shuttle through the route, right over near the water, and right in to the village, right into the village location, into the different residential locations. Other athlete arrival and departure areas, of course, are the transport mall. Enter through off of Quebec Street into the VSA and into this area, which will be your daily arrivals and your departures for the games, with your NOC parking in this area, and then more overflow parking on the far side. Daily arrivals in this location right here, in this location right into the village, where there will be shuttle service, and shuttle service that will be able to take the athlete and the residents in and shuttle them through and through the village. Other groups with regards to entering into the village, we of course have our media. Media entrance would be off of Quebec Street, through the VSA, into the plaza zone, and into the plaza entry. And this is also where our guests would enter into this location as well. And workforce, any workforce entrance is off of this side, off of Ontario Street. Workforce has the opportunity, of course, they've got SkyTrain service in great locations for workforce. One SkyTrain location on this side, and one SkyTrain location just located off the other side of Cambie Street Bridge in that location. When we talk about the village itself, of course, you talk about the plaza area. Plaza area is the location that's just behind you, and our group and our team will take you through as they walk along the seawall, which is this area here. You're going to be able to get a very good understanding of all the different operations as they walk along, be able to point out all these landmarks. So I'll quickly bring those up, but then as you walk along, they will bring these up for you in more detail for you. So we've got the plaza area right in here. This will be a community center in Legacy. And so in the plaza area, of course, we'll have all the different retail services. Welcome ceremony tent right here off on this location, almost in a location like this with this beautiful backdrop behind you. So it's a stellar location, a stellar spot. Coming out of the plaza, you'll go into the residential zone, and this area in the middle, which our team will point out to you, is really our athletes plaza, and that's where all of the different services and the recreational services will be. That'll also be the home and the location of NOC Services Center. So really it's that one location where the athletes can actually go to be able to receive a lot of those services, other than the residence centers, which are scattered in amongst the different parcels and the different locations. This SALT building, which is the big red heritage building you'll see on site, that building is going to be, as Najat had talked about today, our living room, our real social gathering zone. So we'll have games and entertainment in there, and it'll also be that club type atmosphere, but a little bit low key down from the club, which as I've seen in past games and in Beijing, that it didn't get used that much for the club. So more of a social zone is what that will be. DVD lounges, internet lounges also in this location, so really that hub of activity. Polyclinic, fitness center off on this side as well, so really the main location for all of those different services. And then straight behind us will be the main dining hall. So that's where we have the 4,000 square meter dining hall, and in the dining hall we will have McDonald's. And I know there's been questions about, is there going to be a McDonald's in Whistler? And there is going to be a McDonald's in Whistler as well. So we will have McDonald's in both locations, as Najat had spoke about. Two locations, but one village, and really that is really trying to make sure that we've got the synergies. So right now what we'll do is we're going to start breaking everybody off into groups, into small groups of 15. Our team will start taking people along the seawall, but we want to make sure so you have time to be able to ask questions. They will break you off into these smaller groups. As you're going along, please be careful, because it is an active seawall. So the seawall, you have your bikers and your runners and your walkers and everybody else coming along too. So please be careful. Plus it is an active construction site. So